Yo, what is up everyone, Z Karma here, and welcome back to another video. When Mayhem 2.0 released, it came with many issues. There was bugs, there was crashes, broken skills, Mayhem gear not scaling, 95% of the legendaries aren't even viable at the moment. So many issues that has had the community all over the place. A lot of people are taking breaks from playing the game, and I feel that way too. But today we saw a glimmer of hope as Gearbox decided to update us on the situation and tell us what they are doing in the coming patches in order to fix all of this. So first off, they said that the changes are coming within next two patches. The first patch at the end of the month with the Guardian takedown, and the second will come a month later. So before I get into everything in the community post, if you guys found this video informative in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that will be awesome as well. In the article released, Gearbox talks about their approach and intent for Mayhem 10. They state that Mayhem 2.0 is not designed to jump straight into Mayhem 10, and instead play at a lower Mayhem level and work your way up. The only problem with this though is that most of the current weapons aren't even viable. This is just really annoying, and frankly it makes the game very stale. No one, and I say no one, wants to play with the same 10 weapons all the time. So what is Gearbox going to do about this? Well, they said the following: concerns over Mayhem difficulty, gear balancing, scaled damage sources, and build diversity are among things that we've heard the most often. We'll address these and more over 2 phases and roll them with the next 2 patches. And I think this is awesome because now we know exactly what is coming with the next 2 patches. So let's talk about phase 1. This is coming at the end of the month along with the Guardian takedown, and this patch will focus on the feedback received about Mayhem level stat scaling and gear changes. Both of these changes will be made at the same time to complement each other. With the coming takedown, they are going to lower the health, the armor, and shield stat bonuses for enemies at the higher Mayhem levels. This is great news because this will help reduce the bullet sponging that enemies currently have, and thus make other, less powerful weapons even more viable. They will also be buffing gear that is currently underperforming, but they will also nerf gear that is overperforming. This is amazing news. Some of the gear is just too powerful, and since they are reducing the enemy's health, armor, and shields, I think it is only fair that they also nerf the OP weapons. With patch 1, they will also implement the Mayhem level on the weapon card. So now, you'll be able to know if your weapon is Mayhem 10 or not. This will make it a lot easier to determine what gear is actually dropping for you. This is exactly what we needed, at least in my opinion. Mayhem 10 balancing is the most important thing to fix right now. The Guardian takedown is coming up, and it would be a shame if we have to do the takedown with just 5 weapons and everyone's going to be using the same 5 weapons. I don't think none of us want that. This change will make it so that you can have weapon diversity, and thus it'll make it a lot more interesting for players and spectators alike. So what do you guys think? I really hope that we get weapons like the Crossroads, the Nighthawk, and the Lyuda make a comeback, because those weapons are some of my favorite of all time. So now let's talk about phase number 2. This will presumably come mid-June with the second patch. This phase will focus on feedback concerning character balance and build diversity. The goal of this phase is to give players the ability to create viable builds using their action skills. Gearbox knows that it's been a while since action skills did anything significant other than proc bonuses or some anointments, and I think they are listening. They said that with this phase they will scale non-weapon sources like grenade, melee, vehicle, and action skill damage, including Iron Bear and Flak's pet. This is incredible news for Moes and Flak mains. Their little gimmick involves a pet and a mech. But right now, those 2 things are practically useless with Mayhem 2.0, so it's definitely a change that needs to happen. Grenade damage will also be scaled to higher damage, so basically it'll scale with Mayhem level. Grenade mods will now be dropping their Mayhem level stated on the weapon card, and this is something that I cannot wait for it to be implemented, especially since we have that new anointment that will increase grenade damage by 150%. I cannot wait for the crazy builds the community is going to be making centered around grenades, splash, and AoE damage. Most mains are going to be really happy with this change, as will other Vault Hunters. They also mentioned that to further increase action skill damage, they will add skill damage to class mods. Seems like they are really focused on making action skills viable at the higher Mayhem levels. Hopefully this works out well and it happens. For you Omara mains, I don't think Ties That Bind will be increasing its damage. It is in a very good place right now, so hopefully they leave it untouched and don't even nerf it. They also mentioned that they will look into Anointed Gear. Right now some Anointeds are so much better than others, and it brings up the question, why would I want to use anything else if I can use this anointment? So, with the coming changes, there will be a better balance with the anointment pool. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it seems like they are gonna buff some anointments to make them more viable and nerf some of the more powerful ones, which I wouldn't mind because let's be honest, the 300% over 90 anointment, it's just a little bit too much. Another thing they said is that they would work on making gear obtained from vending machines be scaled according to the Mayhem level. There is no mention about chest scaling, but I assume that they will come with this adjustment as well. Unfortunately, this change will come with phase number 2, which means we have to wait a whole month because they need to create data for this new functionality to work, and they'll need time to test along with all the other changes, which is fine by me. Take their time as long as they get it right. Rushing things can turn out badly. They also mention on working on fight for your life changes and performance optimization, which is something that a lot of people have been struggling with. All I see is people saying that their game keeps crashing, so hopefully these coming patches will help change all of that. So now let's talk about 2 incredible changes coming, and these 2 are amazing. The first one is about dedicated loot. They are going to spread out dedicated loot to more named enemies across the galaxy, and this will coincide with an increase in drop rate for dedicated loot. Finally, after months, they have listened. With the amount of anointments, elements, weapon parts, etc., the chances of getting what you want is extremely low. With this change, the odds will be much better, but at the same time, farming will still be necessary, and in my opinion, farming is one of the best parts of the game. I don't mind farming for stuff, so it won't be as hard to get what you want, but you're still gonna have to farm for it. And the final thing that they mentioned is another thing the community has been begging for months. They will now implement a way for you to use your Iridium. Finally, there will be a veteran rewards machine that will receive a shipment of mission-specific rewards that players can redeem once the mission ends. This to me sounds like we will be able to obtain Mayhem 10 quest rewards. I don't want to hold my breath, but I think this means that we will be able to obtain a Mayhem 10 7 cents. But you guys tell me what you think, what this means in the comments below. In addition, you'll have a good reason to pull out the Iridium Fabricator because now it will spit out legendaries at a higher cost. I don't know if the legendaries from the Fabricator are scaled to Mayhem 10. Hopefully they are, so let me know in the comments if you used it recently, and if they are, this is going to be amazing. So this is everything that is covered in the article. Many changes coming within the next 2 months, and in my opinion, these things are exactly the changes that we need. Better Mayhem 10 scaling, action skills, grenades, weapons, all doing more damage to be viable at Mayhem 10, Mayhem levels stated on the weapon card, dedicated drop rates increased, and a new way to spend Iridium. Such a great time to be a Borderlands fan, and I cannot be more pleased with this response by Gearbox. Sure, we still have to wait to see if it's handled properly, but personally, I love this communication and it shows that they are listening to the community. Remember, we get all this free content without any microtransactions in place. If this was any other company, we would get microtransactions 100%. So the future's looking great, guys. For now, a break is what most of us need, but rest assured that by the release of the new Guardian Takedown, many needed changes are coming. So anyways, tell me what you guys think about everything going on. Are you taking a break until the changes? Are you done with this game completely? Or are you going to give it another chance? I personally will keep playing the game to work on some drop rate videos, but other than that, I won't really be playing until the new takedown releases. So be ready. With this new takedown, I'll be putting a lot of new builds out and also some speed runs. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video here. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.